Yo, what is good? It's Hot Streak, and it's the first episode of 2018. Holla at me, boy.
Goddamn.
You already know, man. Off the bat, excited for the World Cup this summer because it's World Cup year, so get turned. We still got a long way to go, but first, let's get some NBA news in this. Oh, I didn't even introduce myself, man. It's your boy, Carlos.
Wow, bro. Wow.
It's your boy, Carlos.
Yup. And it's also your boy, Saif. Check me on Instagram, SafeK94,
Hey.
a.k.a. Young Safe.
So, NBA news. Vince Carter says that he would like to retire with the Raptors. Do you think? Yeah, man. I think he should retire with the Raptors. Maybe they retire his jersey. I don't know. Maybe the Nets retire his jersey. I don't know because he was a pretty big prominent figure in that franchise. But yeah, I think he should retire with the Raptors where it all began. That'd be pretty dope.
Yeah, that would be cool. He had a long history there. Nice little legacy. But I feel like he impacts every team he goes to, but definitely the Nets and the Raptors were his shit.
Yeah, for sure. And to more prominent news, we have Isaiah Thomas' season debut earlier this week. He played against the Portland Trailblazers, and he had 17 points on 19 minutes. He's obviously on a minutes restriction. He started off the bench, and it's good to have IT back. I mean, he played pretty well. He had a couple of nice dimes here and there. I'm eager to see how he fits into the Cavs lineup because they're gonna need him. They're gonna need some offense because I don't think LeBron James could do it all by himself. But it's gonna be an interesting matchup. I mean, when they play the Celtics later on in the year, I mean, we're all gonna hear it. IT versus the Celtics, Kyrie versus Cleveland. That's going to probably be one of the potential Eastern Conference matchups in the playoffs. So that's good to have IT back. Hopefully he can stay healthy.
Yeah. We also got Harden on injury. He's probably out for at least 2 weeks.
Yeah, it looks like James Harden's going to be out for 2 weeks with a strained hamstring. He got hurt against the Lakers. I feel like the Lakers are just James Harden's kryptonite, man. He's scared.
Yeah.
Even though the Lakers lost that game, they put the fear.
Overtime?
Yeah, they put the fear in the beard.
Right.
Yeah, the Lakers have been playing. They have 2 starters out. They have started a whole surplus of different players in the starting lineup in the absence of Lonzo and Lopez, who are officially practicing, and they are questionable. They were questionable earlier in the week against Oklahoma, but without Lonzo, the team has really suffered in terms of spacing and the ball movement. They kind of seem a little bit stagnant and not really sure who to play through. Lonzo Ball, obviously being the distributor that he is, he gets the ball moving way faster than anticipated, and it looks like they're struggling with this without him. So hopefully, when he comes back, he can come back and stay healthy and create, because they obviously need him in the offensive side of the ball, and his defense is pretty well. He's pretty good for a rookie as well.
Definitely. He misses his dogs. He made an Instagram post. He's just letting everyone know. He's like, man, I miss my dogs because he's injured. But, I mean, it's dude, so many close games, so many good teams that they could have closed out. And then they play shitty teams, and then they can't even compete. It's
yeah.
Oh, bro, what's happening?
More players that have returned from injury. Steph Curry's back. He was back, and it looked like he never left. He nailed 10 3-pointers in his return against the Memphis Grizzlies.
Damn.
Yeah, the guy's a shooter, and he's impossible to guard, it feels like. So it was pretty cool to see him back nailing all those 3-pointers. And I think Jeff Teague got hurt this week, right?
Yeah, I think this happened last week actually, but yeah, he's out. Poor Jeff Teague. That's a big injury for the Timberwolves too.
Yeah, the Timberwolves have been lackluster lately with their defensive possessions, and they get out to a big lead, and often they lose the lead in the fourth quarter. So Tom Thibodeau is trying to establish that defensive mindset in Minnesota. So we'll see. We'll see if that playoff drought is over. I believe they have a 14-year playoff drought.
Damn.
Yeah, I know. It's been a long time since the Timberwolves have made the playoffs. Last time they made the playoffs, Kevin Garnett was on the roster.
Damn. That's all bad.
Yeah.
Can't relate to that as a Laker fan. Can't relate, bro.
Just 4 years.
Yeah, just 4.
Yeah, and let's talk about the power rankings.
Ooh. So, how do you feel about the Rockets? I mean, considering Harden's not gone, he's out right now. They were struggling. I think they were on a 5 losing streak before they beat the Lakers recently.
Yeah, they had lost 5 straight. I think they'll be okay. It's only 2 weeks. They have enough firepower to. Well, honestly, I don't know. I feel like without James Harden, they are a middle of the pack team because Chris Paul is not going to give you 50 points any given night like James Harden can give you 50 points like 3 games in a row. I think they might be a better defensive team without James Harden, but
oh my god,
I'm not sure how it's going to match up.
My heart just broke looking at these power rankings. We got the Lakers at the bottom of the Western Conference, bro, with the 7-game losing streak. Yeah,
the Lakers have been boo-boo lately.
God. Dude, the Mavericks are on a 4-win streak. They're only 12th, though. The Rockets and Warriors are still competing for number 1. I think the Warriors are 3 games ahead right now, but the Spurs are on the come-up. Looks like they're 7 of 3 of their last 10 games. So that's pretty sweet. They're 26-12. Oh, the Celtics are 30-10, dude.
Yeah, the Celtics have been playing great basketball. Last week, I think they had a game against the Rockets where they were down 26 at one point. And they came back and won the game on a couple of some good calls, man. The offensive fouls on James Harden that are not called consistently enough. And they ended up coming out of the game with a win. Speaking of the referees and inconsistent calls, there's been a lot of players, coaches talking about even with the commentators when you're watching the game, they're talking about how inconsistent the NBA is with these calls. There's a lot of offensive fouls that are not called. Or offensive fouls or no calls that are called fouls. Like they're not letting the players play through it. They stop the game. Yeah. It kind of messes up the rhythm, I feel like, of the game. There was one call in particular where James Harden hooks the Lakers guard Josh Hart. He hooks his arm and
I saw that.
And they called a defensive foul on Josh Hart, even though James Harden is the one who hooked his arm.
Yeah, he got wrapped up.
Yeah, it's just they're gonna give it to the superstars, but they shouldn't even give it to the superstars. They should definitely find a way of being unbiased, because LeBron James is gonna get every call, and if someone who is not a huge name like that does the same play as LeBron, he's not gonna get the call because he's not LeBron.
True.
So I don't know, just a couple thoughts on the officiating in the NBA. I feel like, I don't know, maybe they should get it together.
Yeah, it's been pretty inconsistent, and then they come out with the NBA after the game reports, and then talk about which calls were wrong and which calls.
Yeah, it's
they messed up.
Yeah,
I'm like, bro,
they shouldn't even come out with that. They should just why are you giving the refs a platform to say that they messed up and then make the players even more pissed off?
Exactly. Like, you're not gonna change the outcome of the game with that shit.
Yeah,
Like
like that. That's already too far gone. That's already way too far gone.
Yeah. Oh boy, no.
Did you see the glitch earlier this week? Google had a glitch. So if you searched the founder of the NBA, it was LeVar Ball's face that popped up.
Oh, that ain't a glitch. Oh, that's real life. Oh, that's real life, baby.
Oh, man.
LeVar didn't found the NBA, but he did revitalize. Nah, I'm just kidding. But no, that's funny as hell, dude. I think that just strokes his ego a little more, probably.
Yeah, it's definitely feeding into the LeVar Ball legacy. And more ball news. Aside from Lonzo, his brothers in Lithuania, the coach says that they are going to play a lot. That's just the broad statement. They will play a lot of minutes. I don't know, man. Maybe we could get some live streams on ESPN or something. I want to see those ball boys ball up in Lithuania. That'd be crazy.
Dude, it's kind of crazy because, I mean, they're kind of like the first like celebrity players to do it, move from, United States, college and high school, highly competitive level basketball to, overseas and Lithuania, like, and now they have, their own jerseys, they're getting paid, and it's probably not a lot of money, but like now you're going to see like people buying, overseas Lithuanian jerseys, and they're going to be rocking them. And I feel like it's going to start like a little bit of a culture, like, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and Amazon is going to be one of those retailers that is going to sell Lithuanian LiAngelo and LaMelo Ball jerseys.
Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, that's insane, dude. I'm also curious to see, like you said, they're going to be playing a lot. I wonder if it's going to be like in high school, because I mean they got on this team for a reason, and I know LeVar wouldn't just put them on if he thought they were going to be bench warming or whatever. So I'm pretty sure he put them in a good position in the sense that they're going to be kind of catered to on offense like they were on their past team.
Yeah, the team that they're on, they're going to make their debut on January 9th. And the reason they're on that team is they have a thin roster on that team because of all the injuries. So they're going to play in both the Baltic and Lithuanian League games.
Oh, wow.
I wish I could say the team name, but I can't. It's like Viettuadas or something. I don't know.
We'll learn. Watch when we're all used to it. Everyone will know that name.
Yeah, their first game is supposed to be January 13th.
Damn, dude, I'm interested because I wonder if they're just gonna try to like stuff the stat sheet, and kind of boost their.
Honestly, NBA. I feel like they shouldn't even try to stuff their stat sheet because.
Oh, they shouldn't try for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, they should just play professional basketball. You know what I mean? Like they have to be professionals now. They have to learn how to become professionals.
Exactly. If they want to make the NBA, that's what should happen.
Yeah.
See what's popping now.
Yeah, man. I think that's it for this segment for basketball news. Keep it locked on Hot Streak. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Hot Streak Podcast and on Twitter at Hot Streak POD. We'll be right back. Enjoy the music. This is Conor McGregor, and you're now listening to Hot Streak.
Yo, 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 what is poppin'? We are back. Hope you guys just enjoyed that music. We got a good amount of football news, and not all of it's good, but some of it's good and some of it's bad. We'll start off with I don't know, is this good or bad? I don't really care because I'm not a Raiders fan, but Jack Del Rio got fired.
Yeah, man. I was kind of surprised. I was actually kind of surprised that they fired him right after the game. Literally, this man got to the press conference and he's like, "Okay, guys, so I just got fired, but what are your questions?" Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I was like, "Whoa!"
What a professional!
Yeah, super professional, man. He actually, I think he did what was expected. He changed the culture in Oakland. He created a foundation, built a team that was competitive. Obviously, this season they let a lot of people down, even themselves. But this just opens the door for John Gruden to return to Oakland to be a coach, which looks like is going to happen. If not, has already happened. As you guys know, this is pre-recorded. But yeah, man, it was.
I like it, dude.
I like it too.
I like it.
I like it in the sense that like John Gruden's gonna be the coach. Because if it's anybody else, I'm kind of like, what?
Yeah, John Gruden's a boss.
Yeah, and John Gruden is a big fan of Derek Carr. Derek Carr will definitely learn something from him because he's a great quarterback coach. You know what I mean? He's a great offensive mind.
Exactly.
So it's gonna be a pretty good match if he does get hired, which I'm hearing is like 90% done, but he still has to call a game on Saturday on ESPN. So yeah, he's gonna call a playoff game. So I don't know what's gonna happen.
He's gonna call the game and then announce it.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, "Yeah, I'm the new coach."
Oh, by the way, this broadcast just ended. So, but honestly, the Raiders should have been at least a playoff team, if not contending for the championship this year. And I'd put that all on Jack Del Rio, even though it's not all his fault. I definitely think he had the potential to make it happen and all the right pieces to make it happen.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think it's all his fault. But it's definitely all the guys that he brought in are the guys that didn't produce. Like the coaching staff, it was all his guys. So if they're not going to produce, it's obviously the head coach's failure.
Exactly.
And the Lions also fired their coach, Jim Caldwell. You know, a lot of coaches got fired this weekend. On Monday, it's Black Monday for a reason. The last week of the season, that first Monday is always Black Monday because people get fired left and right. Bruce Arians, the coach of the Cardinals, retired along with Carson Palmer. And I'm not sure if anybody else got fired. Oh, the Bengals are bringing back Marvin Lewis, who was thought to be on his way out of Cincinnati, but they decided to sign him to a 2-year extension, which is kind of dumbfounding. And the I don't know, man. The surprise team for me this year, in terms of like what happened, how could you go from worst to first? The Rams, man. The Rams were like the laughing stock last year. They were fumbling punts and just dropping the ball left and right. But this year they went from the worst offensive rank last year to the first this year. Pretty good to see the Rams change it that quickly. I mean, they had a first-year head coach who just changed everything. Wade Phillips, their defensive coordinator. So I'm thinking a lot of teams are going to look to pick apart that coaching staff because they did such a great job in the offseason. So, I mean, it's going to be pretty good. That kind of leads up into something else I wanted to talk about in terms of teams. Did the Patriots, in your opinion, mess up by trading Jimmy Garoppolo?
There's like, I think there's two ways to think about it because they didn't really, like, they had Jimmy G for a few games and he performed well and they know what he could do in practice. They know what he can do. But I think they made a good trade for them because they have a good quarterback and he's old as hell and who knows how long he's going to last. But they got some good picks out of it. The trade was like kind of fair. I mean, Jimmy G's playing great right now. Obviously, he kind of turned around the Niners pretty late in the season. And I just feel like, honestly, Bill Belichick and the Patriots made this trade, and they don't make trades where they lose. And They know what Jimmy G had packing. Like, they know Jimmy G's a boss. So if they're worried about a quarterback or something that they're missing out on, I don't think they would have traded him. And they know Tom Brady's 40. You know, like, he's not going to be there forever.
I'm eager to find out when Tom Brady retires and what happens when Tom Brady retires. Does Bill Belichick retire? Do they both retire the same year? What's going to happen? Because it's one of those two that makes the team the best team in the league. It's one of those two that made the dynasty. I'm not sure if Bill Belichick probably had another quarterback, I still think they win 2 Super Bowls out of the 5 that they've won together. If Tom Brady's not a Patriot.
Yeah,
because he's that guy, along with the cheating and like the scandals and all that. We'll put that aside, but Tom Brady, I don't know. I think now looking back at it, they're like, hey, what if we kept Jimmy, and then if Tom Brady gets hurt or if he ends up retiring, we have Jimmy. Now they don't really have that. They have Brian Hoyer. I think that's on their roster, and that just leaves everything up in the air for the long-term future of that quarterback position in the Patriots organization.
Can I be honest, man? I think Bill Belichick and the Patriots could win with freaking Tom
Jameis
Savage
Winston
as their starting QB. Who's someone horrible? I don't know.
Jameis Winston.
Worst QB. Jameis Winston's a beast. He's got potential, bro.
He just throws too many picks.
Yeah, he's young. He throws too many picks and takes too many crabs from grocery stores, but it's all good, man. Yeah, I don't know. I think the Patriots, as long as Bill Belichick's there, they're gonna be like the Sopranos, man. They're just like always on top, bro. They're like the mafia of the NFL.
Yeah, I agree. Let's take a look at the playoff picture.
Hey,
so Saturday,
nice.
Yeah, Saturday we have 2 games. The 1:00 game, Tennessee versus Kansas City. Man, I'm hoping Tennessee can come out with a win, but
yeah,
they're lucky to be in the playoffs because they played some really bad football at times this season, and I don't really know how they're going to stack up in Kansas City on that cold night. That loud stadium. It's like the second loudest stadium in the league. So it's gonna be pretty hard for Tennessee to come out with a win, even though I'm pulling for them. I feel like the only way they can beat Tennessee or the Chiefs is if they run the football really well.
Yeah, definitely. And it just, who knows what Chiefs we'll get. Will we get the first half of the season Chiefs or the second? You know, it's like, damn.
Yeah, man, it's interesting because the Chiefs could be one of those teams that puts up 45 points on you, or they could be the team that throws 4 interceptions and fumbles the ball twice.
Exactly. So it's just kind of like a toss-up.
Yeah, and then later on Saturday, we have Atlanta versus the Rams. The Rams are hosting their first playoff berth in a while. The first LA playoff game in over a decade. So I think the Rams are going to win just because I think they have the superior defense.
Yeah, same here. And I would like to see the Falcons go down early. I think the Rams got this. They're just solid, dude, all around. They proved it.
Yeah, they have proved it. The games that they've lost have been close, and the games that they won have been very impressive. I think the game that stands out to me the most is the game against the Cowboys where they smacked them. But yeah, I think the Rams could win. They could run the ball really well as well. Like Todd Gurley is a beast, and that offense is just unstoppable. Once he gets the ball, he's a hard man to get down on the floor. Let's see. And Sunday's games. There's some interesting matchups.
Ooh.
A 19-year drought has ended for the Buffalo Bills. They are back in the playoffs. Shout out to Buffalo.
I don't even know if they want to be back in the playoffs, man. I don't know how it feels to be a Buffalo Bills fan.
Right?
You know about the 4 Super Bowls, right?
Yeah, of course. That's
right,
that's
tell
infamy.
Just in case, right?
So the Buffalo Bills in the early 1990s went to 4 straight Super Bowls, and how many did they win, Saif?
They didn't win any. They lost all 4, and they're all in a row.
All 4 in a row twice against the same team. Each time they played the same team twice.
And they dominated pretty much every season. They dominated the playoffs. It's every game, dude. They dominated every game up until the Super Bowl, and then they don't even know.
They lost on a missed field goal. They lost on multiple missed field goals.
When you live in Buffalo, New York, people don't even know that place is in New York because there's nothing there but the Buffalo Bills. And to see your team do that, honestly, just have to tip my hat to any Buffalo Bills fan. That's just keeping
but they caught a break.
Water.
They caught a break. They're playing. They're playing the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are not.
But then again, that's one of the best defenses, excluding last game.
I was gonna say that defense is amazing because they put up points. Not even that they stay off the field. They score. Yeah. They score on defense.
Exactly.
But they're playing against Blake Bortles. Maybe the pressure is too much for him. I don't know. I don't think he's an elite quarterback. I'm not convinced. I'm convinced that their defense is just that good.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. The defense gives him time to make mistakes and then make some good plays.
Like Blake Bortles has 3 interceptions a game, but they're winning because the defense scored 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, straight up. And that's what a good defense does. It's hard to get, but that's exactly what they do.
Yeah.
But we also got this Panthers game on Sunday versus the Saints.
That is interesting. Who's gonna come out on top? Is it Superman Cam? Or
I'm taking Drew Brees, man. Drew Brees is the hardest worker probably in football.
Well,
guy never sleeps. He's probably just staying up late at night thinking about this he's not taking any Z's tonight, bro.
See, that's where I have to differ with you, man. I'm not taking Drew Brees. I'm not taking Cam Newton either, though. I'm taking Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram. They're gonna run over this defense. They're the best 1-2 punch in football.
Straight up, and honestly, that gives them a really good chance. That's why the Saints are always exciting in the playoffs and in the postseason. Because I mean, if Drew Brees ain't getting it popping like he usually is, I think Alvin Kamara, Mark Ingram, just gonna go ham.
Yeah, and then obviously the bye weeks are for the Patriots and the Steelers and the Eagles and the Vikings. So next week we'll see them match up against the winners of these games. I'm pretty excited, man. Playoff football's great.
Yeah, even if my team's not competing, it's always nice because I got nothing to lose. It's like whatever.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah, man. So that's pretty much it for the NFL. We got more news coming at you. The transfer window for international soccer is open, so keep it locked for more news.
Hey, what's up, guys? DJ ADM. You're not listening to Hot Streak Podcast.
All right, y'all. We back on Hot Streak. You already know what it is. Hope y'all enjoyed the music. So right off the bat, like I said earlier, the international soccer window for transfers is now open as of January 1st. So maybe by the time you're hearing this, maybe Coutinho is finally on his way to Barcelona. There was a leak on the Nike UK website where they said, "Welcome Philippe Coutinho to Barcelona. Buy his jersey here." I believe it was like all the European websites. So essentially, it's already done. They just have to agree on a price, and I believe they have to agree. I think they're gonna do cash and a player. I hope they do that just because Barcelona needs to get rid of some players that don't play as often. But he's on his way. It looks like he's on his way. Maybe by the time this airs, he'll be in Barcelona. But he said that he told the club that he's played his last game for Liverpool. He doesn't want to play anymore until he's in Barca, which is respectable, I guess.
I like that.
Yeah, so there was a couple matches earlier in the week. Manchester City versus Watford, where Manchester City won. They have increased their lead at the top of the table. It's now a 15-point lead. I don't think they're going to lose. Doesn't look like it. They actually have been rumored to try and buy Alexis Sanchez from Arsenal.
Ooh,
yeah, they've actually picked up a lot of injuries in the front half of the attacking portion of their team. So they're looking to bring in somebody who can fill in that void until these players get back. The Premier League schedule is pretty tough. They play sometimes midweek and then sometimes at the weekend. So that's why there's been a couple of injuries. Gabriel Jesus and Kevin De Bruyne have both been injured, so they're looking to bolster that attack with Alexis Sanchez. Wednesday's game, Arsenal versus Chelsea and Tottenham versus West Ham United. So there's been a couple games there. I'm not sure about those scores because when we recorded this, they hadn't happened yet. So quick refresher on the top of the league here. Let's see. Like I said, Manchester City in first, Manchester United in second, Chelsea in third, Liverpool in fourth, Tottenham in fifth, and Arsenal in sixth place. Let's take it to the Spanish league. This weekend coming up, it's the return to the Spanish league. So they're going to be playing against, Atletico versus Getafe on Saturday, Valencia versus Girona on Saturday as well. And then Sunday, Barcelona takes on Levante. And it looks like Madrid is going up against Celta Vigo. Injury news for Barcelona. Ousmane Dembele has returned to practice. He's with the first team. Ernesto Valverde said that he was trying to incorporate him slowly but surely into the starting 11. So he's going to start off the bench. And, as soon as he gets back fit, it's gonna be a pretty good attack with the Barcelona squad. Dembele is a quality player. He's a young guy, but he's got a lot of skills and technique that have been missed. But it doesn't really feel like he's been missed because Barcelona has been winning these games. So, I'm eager to see him back with the team. And let's see, the top of the league, Barcelona. They have a 9-point advantage over Atletico, and then Valencia is in third, and Real Madrid is in fourth. That's so great. And German league. Bayern Munich plays on Friday, January 12th. They have a couple more days off because they are the German league, I guess. Actually, I know why they have a couple more weeks off. It's because they have a shorter season because they have less teams. So yeah, they're gonna come back January 12th, and we'll give you an update on that once it's closer to that time, just because that's a week and a half away. And let's see, in the French league, same thing, January 12th, because they have a shorter season. In the Italian league, interesting league here, man. There's the race for the title is super tight. The matchups on Friday, Inter Milan versus Fiorentina. Saturday we have AC Milan versus Crotone, Napoli versus Hellas Verona, and Roma versus Atlanta, and Cagliari versus Juventus. So, like I said, the league for the Italian league is pretty competitive. They're all within 4 points of each other. The top four are all within 4 points of each other. Napoli has a 1-point lead on Juventus. Inter Milan is in third. Roma's in fourth, and Lazio's in fifth.
Damn.
Yeah, man. And then, like I said at the top of the show, it's 2018. We are about 5 months? 5 months away from the World Cup. And
Damn.
all I'm praying for is good health and lots of goals, because this World Cup is amazing. I've been waiting for this since the end of the last World Cup. Honestly, it's the best sporting event on the face of the earth.
Straight up. It's going to be exciting, especially if you're from the United States and you have a country that, your parents are from or something like that. Like me, my mom's from Algeria. Although Algeria didn't make it this year, I usually cheer them on along with the United States. It's so lit. The whole country goes crazy.
It's going to be great, man. Yeah, so I think that's the end of this episode of Hot Streak. It's kind of been a slow week along with the holidays, and there's not a lot of news coming, but yeah, man, thanks for tuning in. Saif, I think you already gave out your Instagram. You want to give that out again?
Yeah, another one. Let me see. My Instagram is Saif, SAIF K94. So yeah, follow me on there. See some cool pictures and stuff.
Yeah, make sure you follow us on Instagram as well, Hot Streak Podcast, and on Twitter, Hot Streak POD. And then go ahead and follow me on my personal page at chef_Seagod on Instagram. And make sure you follow CRP Shows on Instagram as well.
Yeah.
You know, Caesar out there serving that dope, making that dope content.
Serving that dope.
Yeah, man. So tune in next week for more episodes of Hot Streak. And thanks. Peace.
This was a Cesar Rodriguez production. Check out more at crpshows.com.